Farmer Lloyd and Granny's Big Farm in the Mountains. A Bedtime Story. Written by Tony McLean Brown. Produced by Kelly Darlin. Illustrated by Rebecca Ann McDonald. Dedicated to my sons Daniel and Miles and daughter Julia, whose natural happiness has reminded me how fortunate I was to grow up in western North Carolina. To Grand Lloyd and Granny Laura, whose love and commitment to each other has defined the meaning of family for us all. Special thanks to Becky for her talent, tolerance, and enthusiasm. Once upon a time, all good bedtime stories start that way. There was an old farmer named Lloyd and his wife named Granny. Farmer Lloyd wasn't really all that old. It was just that he had been around longer than everyone but Dora, and she was his mama. Farmer Lloyd and Granny lived on a big farm with green grass in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. The Blue Ridge Mountains were south of New York and Virginia, north of Florida and Georgia, west of the Atlantic Ocean and Hickory, and east of the Mississippi River and Tennessee. Farmer Lloyd's farm was high in the Blue Ridge Mountains, right next to heaven. On his farm, Farmer Lloyd had 3 chickens, 6 cows, a bull named 2x4, a cat named Fred, a dog named Prince, a mule named Lady, a 1,600-pound horse named Mark, a red tractor and a discare, a rusty red pickup truck, a red barn, and 4 beautiful daughters, Patsy, Sandra, Phyllis, and Veronica. Cousin Mike lived on the farm too. Farmer Lloyd got up early every morning to grow cucumbers, cantaloupes, corn, beans, mustard greens, peppers, yellow squash, butternut squash, strawberries, blackberries, acorn squash, hay, beets, potatoes, tomatoes, pumpkins, turnips, apples, kale, pine trees, and rhubarb. Granny got up early every morning too. She grew beautiful yellow sunflowers, wonderful red poinsettias, little sticky green cactus, small purple violets, and millions of lovely-smelling wildflowers. Granny and her flowers were very beautiful. Every day at dinner time, Granny made fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, mustard greens, cucumbers and vinegar, green beans, pickled beets, sliced tomatoes, biscuits, apple pie, and sweet iced tea with mint leaves and lemon. Everything that Granny cooked came fresh from the farm. Farmer Lloyd loved Granny's cooking. He'd eat every bite and then take a long nap under the shade tree with Prince the dog and Fred the cat. After nap time, Farmer Lloyd would load up his truck and deliver his fresh produce to the farmer's market. Along the way, Farmer Lloyd would wave to the preacher at the little white church, Mrs. Medford at the elementary school, Mrs. Buckner at the old feed and seed store, Mr. Crook at the auto mart, and Mr. Pruitt at the diner. Every Sunday, Farmer Lloyd and Granny would go to Sunday school at the little white church. Everyone sang songs, read from the Bible, hugged and kissed, laughed, and had fun. On Christmas Eve, all the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, aunts and uncles, cousins, neighbors, and friends would go to Farmer Lloyd and Granny's big farm. Everyone sang songs, read from the Bible, hugged and kissed, laughed, and had fun. On Valentine's Day, about 100 years ago, Farmer Lloyd and Granny got hitched. They were sweethearts and loved each other very much. They loved everybody, and everybody loved them. From their love, they grew a big family tree with lots and lots of branches. Over the years, Farmer Lloyd and Granny taught everyone in their family many important things by their example. They never got upset and always looked on the bright side. And everyone lived happily ever after. All good bedtime stories end that way. Farmer Lloyd and Granny's 10 rules to live by. Number 1, do a little more than is expected of you every day. Number 2, take time to smell the roses. Number 3, save your money. Number 4, if you want something and can afford it, buy it. Number 5, don't be afraid to do your very best. Number 6, when you fall and skin your knees, get up. Number 7, help others by allowing them to help themselves. Number 8, don't go away overnight without taking your own car. Number 9, leave room to turn around at the end of the row. Number 10, be there for your family. The end.